Hi everyone, how are y'all doing today? It's JMA again. Today I want to show you one of the projects I was working on in the last few weeks. When talking about streaming with a friend of mine who wanted to start streaming again, we came to the topic of VTubers and how difficult it is to make one. I then introduced them to the concept of PNGtubers. A PNGtuber is a kind of subcategory of VTubers. Instead of creating a VTuber model that tracks your movement, a PNGtuber model is a set amount of frames that have to be drawn and edited into a video, kind of like an animatic. But as we researched the topic, we found a software that lets you import PNGs and GIFs to create an avatar with which you can actually live stream. Figuring out how to work this program, the PNGtuber Maker, we decided to give it a try and started planning. After they gave me some notes, ideas and references, I made a few sketches on paper. First with a pretty simple design, as they wanted nothing too complicated. Just a black hoodie with a bit of red and tousled black hair. I then went digital and redrew the character after I got the first round of feedback. I added color, and we talked about what kind of accessories they want their avatar to have, like piercings, a necklace, tattoos, or a kind of design on the clothes. After I got their opinion on the colors and the vibe, it was time to plan out what was going to be a single picture and what had to be animated. There were a few ideas as to what could be animated: the hair, the eyes, the necklace, the mouth, and some other accessories. First, we took a look at what possibilities the PNGtuber Maker gave us. There are two things you are able to import yourself: the PNGtuber model as a PNG or GIF, and several frames for the mouth. The program can track your audio while talking and recognize certain letters. This makes it possible to animate the character talking by drawing frames for the corresponding letters, which I did. So, animating the mouth? Check. Then for the eyes and hair. There was no function for them to be a separate GIF or animation like the mouth, so they had to be implemented into the avatar GIF later on. I planned to make a simple blinking animation for the eyes, just for different frames that are looping every few seconds. I actually looked it up. The average human being blinks 10 to 15 times per minute, around every 4 to 6 seconds. For the hair, I just made 2 frames, in which the hair strands just slightly move to the right. I still rendered them both separately from the main body PNG, so that we could adjust the timing and position of the eyes and hair later on. Eyes? Check. Hair? Check. After planning all of that out, I took the sketches and imported them as references into my drawing software. After copying the design, I began with simple flat coloring for the skin, clothes and hair on different layers. Since the body, I am referring to the head, upper body and clothes, is going to be a still frame where nothing moves, I drew all of that in one group. Every animated object, like hair, eyes and mouth, had their own groups of layers. After I was done with drawing all the non-moving parts of the avatar, I began with drawing the eyes. First open, then closed, and then a frame in between, as well as a fourth one that's just slightly more closed than the eyes open one. Did you know that when eyes close, the eyeball rotates slightly downwards? I tried to include that into the animation by making the eyes look down a bit when the eyelids close. I then colored everything. To animate the shadows of the eyes cleanly, I drew some blue outlines, similar to how it is done in professional production. I also added a light reflection that moves every 3 to 4 frames, just so slightly. The hair only had 2 frames for a reason. Aside from the dark blue base color, there are also blue highlights and light blue strands of hair, which all had to move a tiny bit in the second frame. Shadows were also added in the end, with a multiplayer layer here as well. The mouth comes last, and I just copied the sketches I made earlier to the best of my ability. And to figure out how the mouth looks when pronouncing the needed letters, I took a guide from the internet and simplified the pauses in my style. Coloring follows with teeth, tongue, lips, and the inside of the mouth on different layers to make the process easier. Now that everything's done, all the parts have to be exported and rendered. The body, hair and eyes were combined into one GIF that could now be imported into the PNGtuber Maker, and the mouth frames were allocated to their respective letters as well. That's all from my side. If you want to check out the final product live, check out JustEllies on Twitch. I hope you had fun watching my explanation and found some new knowledge or interest. If you like this kind of video, please let me know. Feedback is always welcome. I wish you a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!